Hello there, it's Rockafire fan here. Quick warning before this video, some of these pictures may disturb some Rockafire Explosion fans because today we're going to be talking about the type of shows you're going to see in other places. This was requested to me by a friend at school, and so here it is. Now, what you're looking at now, a quick little thing before I start. You might hear some background noise. There is a TV playing in the background. I cannot turn down the volume. The remote is broken, and no, it's not the batteries. Okay, now starting off, um, I'm gonna point out quickly. I'm not an expert in animatronics, really, as far as pneumatics goes. I know a lot about mechanical design, but I've never actually seen a rocket power explosion personally. I have only gone from videos and pictures, but through that I've gained quite a lot of knowledge about their design and inner workings. Now, now we're gonna be looking at some pictures at a certain establishment. I'm not gonna name names, but this establishment has been going since around the 1990s and is still operating to this day. These photos were taken about from the judgment. I'm gonna say about 4 or 5 years ago. Sadly, they're not, the show is not doing better. It's actually doing significantly worse, sadly. But let's get this thing started with Billy Bob. Now, Billy Bob, as you can see here, you can see discoloration in the mask. The animatronic's fur has not been brushed, and I can also see the paint wearing off on the tooth. And I believe I can see a little glue there in the corner of the mouth, where the mouth clevis appears to have worn through the mask. I can also see some glue around where the fur and mask meet. I can also see some marks on his eyes, which are probably from rubbing against some part of the inner mechanical workings. So no melting stretches or anything, because that's usually what happens to these masks after a couple years, is that they usually start to stretch around where the eye holes are, or around the mouth. At Knoebels, there's two characters from the Hard Life Bears. I believe it's Pete Thornsberry and his brother, and they're in a museum, and the masks are melted way down. That's where usually most of these latex masks fail, and that's where the eye holes are. Now, surprisingly, this one actually still has its strings on its guitar. Most Rockafire explosions, you're gonna see at fairgrounds and certain establishments. Usually, you're missing the strings, and usually the back valves are clogged up. Now, that's something I'm gonna get to at the end of the video. I'm going to talk about what I've seen on videos of this certain establishment. Now, another thing about the Rockafire explosion, besides the obvious problem of the latex mask melting. Now, I'm not pointing out that these were poorly made. These were greatly made by Aaron Vector and Crave Engineering. It's just sadly most of these shows have fallen into a state of disrepair in some way, shape, or form. Some are working mechanically 100%. Their cosmetics are lacking. Some, the cosmetics are 100% great and new, remolded by some company or Aaron Vector, but the inner workings are poorly maintained. Now we're gonna move on to Looney Bird, who looks like he's been through a fire. I can see obviously discolorations around the eyes. I believe that's supposed to be yellow or some type of green. I don't believe it was supposed to be black. I can see that he's not been brushed. Actually looks like someone tried washing his fur in a washing machine, which is a no-no when it comes to most of these furs. Looks like one of his eyelids are broken, and it looks like his eye might be permanently stuck in, but yet this is a still photo, and this could have been taken in the middle of a performance at a very awkward moment. Looks like on the left side of his face there is some discoloration. Surprisingly, no melting marks around the eyes. Though it looks like where the mouth meets, looks like that is a little softer than it should be. Usually these latex masks are very brittle and they don't flex easily. Well, of course they flex easy, but they're not supposed to, be. It looks very sticky, actually. I can also see a control panel back here for some odd reason. Maybe the curtain motors to this show. Well, anyway, moving on to Duke. Oh right, I forgot. I voice over my videos, so you're gonna see my mouse cursor wave around for a second as we move on to Duke. Okay, Duke. Okay, I can see the melting around the eyes a little, just a little bit, or that might just be the angle of the camera. I can also see the drum is at a very awkward angle. I can also see how the mouth is a little awkward. Yet again, this could have been take while the animatronic was moving. Anyway, mechanically speaking, these shows they either have one of a couple problems. Either their Mac valves are clogged from rust and dust gain in, also dust in cylinders, missing airlines, or missing parts. For instance, there was a rocket fire explosion show or character that came up on eBay about 4 years ago, and it was missing most of its body parts, meaning cylinders and other things. Well, that's really about it. Make sure to like and subscribe this video, and leave a suggestion for the next video. Bye.